Asma Khalifa from Naughtiness. In this video, I'll be showing you all how to make an ornate mandala frame using simple basic material. So let's get started. So to reach this final product, we'll be needing A4 size cotton papers, which is 250 GSM paper, acid free. We'll be needing pencil, eraser, a blade, tapes to mount your paper, a rounder, which is from Stedler's or any company would do, gold acrylics, mine is from Fevicryl, Camlin works the best, pens, scale, and a 360-degree protractor or a D, which is the half protractor, would work too. So let's get started. So we'll start off by mounting the sheet completely on the four sides using a scotch tape and a plate. I prefer to mount my sheets because I don't want air filling inside the papers, and I don't have to rotate it while making a pencil base. Mark the frame border so that you know how big your mandala can be. So I have left like around 3 centimeters on four sides of the paper. Now mark the center of the page so that you can make a circle properly. Take your rounder and now measure around 3 centimeters as the radius of the first circle for the mandala. Mark almost around 0.5 centimeter outside the circle and take the center to make the crescent of that mandala. And here you go, you have the first base ready for the mandala. For the flower or for the base of the mandala, just follow along with the video to make the base, because it's really difficult to explain the measurements that I have taken. So just follow along, or however you feel like doing it. Here, I would like to give you a tip to make the ornate base. So mark around 5 centimeters or just divide the space left in 4 equal parts and you will get your ornate base. Okay, and now using the protractor, mark 10 degrees on the closest circle that you can see on it. So just follow along with the video. Using the scale, just connect all the angles to each other, just like simple maths that we did in school. Now we start incorporating the petals in the mandala for the base. You can check out my page for the base, or you can DM me for the petals sheet or the pattern sheet that I have, and you can refer those sheets to make the base of this mandala or any mandala that you make in the future. Just wanted to tell you guys that watching mandala videos or mandala process videos is super satisfying, and sometimes I record them for myself to watch them because it's so good to watch them. It's really therapeutic. So if you all want to know how I learned mandala is through YouTube videos or Pinterest and through other artists that I have met in real life. So just follow your heart while making the mandala. There is no right or wrong in the measurements. I'm sure whichever mandala or whatever way you use to make a mandala will turn out to be the most beautiful mandala that you have ever made. So believe in yourself while making a mandala. Alright? Showing you all a closer view of the ornate that I'm making, so you get an idea how to make it. It's super simple and very easy to make it, so just go with the flow of making it. This is ready in pencil. Now it's ready to go for the final rotring or the final detail on it. So I'm using rotring ink and rotring pens. You can use any black gel pen, sketch pen, marker, microns, Staedtlers, Uniball, any company would do. Just make sure it's waterproof or smudge proof, because sometimes the inks lead to bleeding on the paper. This paper won't bleed, but depends upon the quality of the pen you're using. So just go with it. Don't use ball pens or black ball pen, because it won't work on this one. If you're just practicing, any pen would do. And I prefer to use rote rings because they give detailed mandala piece. Like, they look very intricate, and it's a depth inside it when you use different kinds of gradation or the sizes of pens. I'm using 0.4, 0.2 and 0.1. So 0.4 is the outer base or the outer outline of the flowers, and 0.2 is for the inner line or to add depth to one of those petals, and 0.1 is for the minute details that I add for stippling or for lines or to draw a pattern on it. So it's all about the details when you add in mandala, and there is like no limit to adding any details. You can just keep adding. Well, I'm now using 0.2 rotring to add intricate detail or the inner lines for it, so that you get a depth in the mandala. Here I'm adding some paisley details because it's a moon mandala and I'm trying to make it look very ornamental as it suggests. So just go crazy with the details. However, it's very nice to look at it. Okay, so now here we are using 0.1 rotring. We are at the part of detailing the ornate mandala. I'm using very simple details. I'm not going too intricate with the details because I want my moon to stand out more, and it should look the way I have been imagining it in my mind. So yeah, guys, this pattern, it's called stippling, that I was talking about while using the pens. And this one I usually call it as the cauliflower pattern because it looks like a cauliflower in the front elevation. So yeah, this one is my favorite. This is what I have learned from the Persian designs, and yeah, just keep adding details until you are satisfied with the look you want your mandala to look like. Just keep adding. Oh my god, I can't explain how much I love this thing to fill in the negative spaces. It's very, very satisfying to do it also. So, yeah, if you want to do it more than this one layer, you can do it. But this is how I wanted my mandala to look like a nightlife. And here we are almost done with the mandala. Now we'll be adding gold acrylic paint to it. So be ready. So now the most therapeutic session of the mandala begins. You would definitely love painting a mandala with a gold acrylic. The illumination that it gives out is beyond beautiful. I don't have any other word to explain it, but really it's really satisfying and really peaceful to paint a mandala. So just go crazy with it. Just do it, and it's okay if you miss out some lines. It's okay, it doesn't matter. And I usually outline the places where I have used gold, but this time I'm not doing it because sometimes imperfect pieces come out to be very, very beautiful. So let it be, embrace the imperfectness that it has. And then finally I'm adding my watermark to it. You can add your name, you can sign it off because it's your piece. Once you're done with the painting, let it dry and then get a frame. I have got this one from my local shop, and clean it up properly. Insert the paper correctly. Do not switch the positions, and cover it up with the backing. Just like that. But always clean the frame and the glass properly before framing it. Please do it. It's really important to do it. And here you have your frame ready. And this is what the finished product will look like. Erase out all the pencil lines or extra lines if you want to.